Black played. Bishop e3. Pause the video to spot white's next move. King f6. White is preparing to play. On e6. King d6. On e7. Bishop d4 check. King f7. King e5. On promotes to queen at e8 check, and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop d4 was chosen by black. On g5. Bishop c3. King g7. Bishop takes e5 check. King takes h7. King b6. King takes g6. King a5. On h4. King b4. Bishop e2. On c4. King f7. White wants to play. Bishop takes c4. King takes c4. On g6. King d5. On g7. Bishop takes g7. King takes g7, and establish a winning position. King c5 played by black. Bishop takes c4. King takes c4. On g6. Bishop b2. On g7. White is planning to play. Pawn promotes to queen at g8, and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes g7 was chosen by black. King takes g7. King d5. White has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black made a move. Bishop c5. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. Bishop takes c5. King takes c5. On h3. On g5. On takes g5. On takes g5. King d3. King b4. On h4. White is looking to play. Pawn takes g5, and increase their advantage significantly. On f4. Move preferred by black. Black is looking to play. Pawn takes g3, and take decisive advantage. On takes g5 played by white. On takes g3. King e3. King takes c4. On g6. White intends to play. On g7. King c5. On promotes to queen at g8, and establish a winning position. On g2. Move preferred by black. King f2. On promotes to queen at g1 check. King takes g1. King b4. On g7. King takes a4. On promotes to queen at g8. King b4. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. Black played. Bishop c7. Pause the video and try to find white's next move. On e4. On g4 check. King e3. King f6. Bishop takes d5. King g5. On e5. Bishop b8. Bishop g2. King takes h5. King f4. On g3. King f5. King h4. On d5. White intends to play. On d6. King h5. Bishop f3 check. King h4. King f6. On g2. Bishop takes g2, and establish a winning position. On h5. Move preferred by black. Bishop f1. Bishop c7. On d6. White considers playing. Pawn takes c7, and seizes the initiative. Bishop b8 was chosen by black. King f6. King g4. On d7. White considers playing. Pawn promotes to queen at d8, and dominate the board. King f4 played by black. Pawn promotes to queen at d8. Bishop takes e5 check. Black is outplayed. Let's go to the next game. White made a move. On b5. Pause the video to figure out black's next move. On f4. King g4. On h5 check. King h4. King e6. Bishop b8. King d5. King h3. King e4. Black is preparing to play. On f3. King g3. King e3. Bishop takes e5. On h4 check. King h2. On f2. Bishop d4 check. King takes d4 and sees the initiative. King g2 was chosen by white. King f5. Bishop d6. On e4. King g1. On e3. King g2. King g4. Bishop b4. On f3 check. King f1. On f2. Black intends to play. King f3. Bishop c5. On e2 mate and dominate the board. King e2 move preferred by white. King g3. King takes e3. On promotes to queen at f1. Bishop d6 check. Black has a decisive advantage. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. Bishop c6. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. Bishop takes f5 check. King f7. Black is aiming to play pawn takes f5 and dominate the board. Bishop c2 played by white. Bishop e8. King e5. White is planning to play. King d6. King g8. On a4. Bishop f7. King c6. Bishop takes c4. King takes b6. King f7. King takes c5 and secure a strong hold in the game. King e7 was chosen by black. King d5. Bishop f7 check. King c6. White's idea is to play. King takes b6. Bishop takes c4. On a4. Bishop e2. King takes c5 and sees the initiative. Bishop takes c4 was chosen by black. Bishop takes g6. Bishop g8. Black is planning to play pawn takes g6 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop b1 move preferred by white. White is planning to play king takes b6 and take decisive advantage. King e6 move preferred by black. King takes b6. King e5. On a4. White is setting up to play king takes c5 and establish a winning position. On c4 move preferred by black. On a5. King f4. On a6. White's idea is to play. On a7. Bishop d5. On g6. On takes g6. On h7. On c3. On promotes to queen at h8 and secure a strong hold in the game. King takes g5 played by black. King c5. King takes h6. On a7. Bishop f7. On promotes to queen at a8. White intends to play. Queen f8 check. King g5. Queen takes f7 and gain a significant edge. Bishop g6. White has a strong upper hand. Let's go to the next game. Black played. King takes g6. Pause the video to spot white's next move. Bishop takes b5. Bishop b3. Bishop d3 check. King f6. On b5. White considers playing. On b6. Bishop f7. On b7. Bishop g6. Bishop c4. Bishop f7. Bishop b5. King g7. On promotes to queen at b8 and take decisive advantage. King e7 move preferred by black. King b4. White wants to play king takes b3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Bishop e6 was chosen by black. King a5. Bishop c8. Bishop e4. Bishop d7. On b6. White is aiming to play. On b7. King f6. Pawn promotes to queen at b8 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop c8 move preferred by black. King b5. King d6. Bishop g2. King e7. King c6. Bishop a6. King c7. White is setting up to play. Bishop b7. Bishop f1. Bishop c6. Bishop a6. Bishop d7. King f6. Bishop c8. Bishop takes c8. King takes c8 and establish a winning position. King f6 move preferred by black. Bishop h3. King e5. Bishop c8. White might go for bishop takes a6 and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes c8 was chosen by black. King takes c8. King d4. Black is on the verge of defeat. Let's go to the next game. Black just played. King c4. Pause the video and try to predict white's next move. On the 5. King d3. King b5. White intends to play. Bishop b4. King takes e4. Bishop c5. King f3. On a6. King takes g3. On a7. King takes h4. Pawn promotes to queen at a8 and put immense pressure on the opponent. King takes e4 move preferred by black. King c4. Bishop a7. Bishop c3. Bishop b8. Black wants to play. King f3. King b5. On e4. King c6. Bishop a7. King b7. Bishop g1. On a6. King takes g3 and put immense pressure on the opponent. On a6 move preferred by white. On g5. On takes g5. King f5. On g6. White considers playing. On g7. Bishop a7. Pawn promotes to queen at g8 and take decisive advantage. King takes g6 played by black. Bishop takes e5. Bishop a7. Bishop d4. White is setting up to play. Bishop takes a7 and increase their advantage significantly. Bishop b8 played by black. King b5. King f5. King c6. King e4. Bishop b6. King d3. King b7. White wants to play. King takes b8 and take decisive advantage. Bishop takes g3 was chosen by black. On a7. On h4. Pawn promotes to queen at a8. On e5. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. Black played. King f6. Pause the video to find out white's response. On g5 check. King g6. King b3. On c4 check. King takes c4. Bishop b2. King d3. King f5. On h5. Bishop a3. On h6. White is looking to play. On h7. King takes f4. Pawn promotes to queen at h8 and dominate the board. Bishop f8 played by black. On c4. White is looking to play. On h7. Bishop a3. Pawn promotes to queen at h8 and dominate the board. King takes f4 move preferred by black. On c5. King e5. On c6. White is looking to play. On c7. King e6. Pawn promotes to queen at c8 check and increase their advantage significantly. King d6 move preferred by black. King e4. King takes c6. King e5. Bishop d6 check. King e6. White is aiming to play. On h7. Bishop c5. Pawn promotes to queen at h8 and establish a winning position. Bishop c5 played by black. On g6. White is preparing to play. On g7. Bishop e3. On h7. Bishop d4. Pawn promotes to queen at g8 and gain a significant edge. Bishop e3 move preferred by black. On h7. White is aiming to play. Pawn promotes to queen at h8 and dominate the board. Bishop d4 was chosen by black. King f7. King d7. On g7. King d6. Pawn promotes to queen at g8. King c6. Black's loss is confirmed. Let's go to the next game. Black just played Bishop f to pause the video to analyze White's next move. Black considers playing Bishop takes h4 and gain a significant edge. On h5 move preferred by White. White's idea is to play Bishop c1. Bishop e1. Bishop takes h6 and gain a significant edge. Bishop e3 was chosen by black. King f5. King b6. King e4. White might go for King takes e3 and establish a winning position. Bishop g5 played by black. Bishop e5. Bishop e7. Bishop f4. White considers playing Bishop takes h6 and establish a winning position. Bishop f8 move preferred by black. King f5. White's idea is to play King g6. King c6. Bishop takes h6. Bishop takes h6. King takes h6 and dominate the board. On a5 move preferred by black. Bishop d2. White is aiming to play King g6. Bishop e7. King takes h6 and gain a significant edge. On takes b4 played by black. Bishop takes b4. Bishop g7. King g6. White intends to play King takes g7 and secure a stronghold in the game. Bishop b2 was chosen by black. King takes h6. Bishop c1 check. King g6. King b7. Bishop e7. King c6. Bishop g5. White might go for Bishop takes c1 and put immense pressure on the opponent. Bishop takes a3 was chosen by black. On h6. Bishop b2. Bishop f6. White wants to play Bishop takes b2 and secure a stronghold in the game. Bishop c1 was chosen by black. On h7. Bishop a3. Pawn promotes to queen at h8. White might go for Queen a8 check. King c5. Queen takes a3 check and establish a winning position. Bishop d6. Black has no response. Let's go to the next game. White played on a4. Pause the video to find out black's response. On d3. Black considers playing on d2. Bishop f5 check. King c1. Bishop g4. Pawn promotes to queen at d1 check. Bishop takes d1. King takes d1 and seizes the initiative. Bishop f5 played by White. King c3. King e1. King takes c4. King d2. King b3. Bishop takes d3. King takes a4. Bishop c2 check. King b4. Bishop f5. King b3. Bishop e6 check. On c4. King c1. On b5. Bishop d7. On b4. King b1. King c3. Black considers playing King d2. Bishop e8. On c3. Bishop g6. On g4. King a2. On c2. King b3. On promotes to queen at c1 and gain a significant edge. King c1 move preferred by white. On b3. Black might go for. On b2 check. King b1. King d2. King takes b2. On c3 check. King b3. On c2. King c4. On promotes to queen at c1 check and take decisive advantage. Bishop e6 played by white. King b4. King d1. On c3. King c1. King a3. Bishop f5. King a2. Bishop b1 check. King a1. Black is looking to play. On g4. Bishop d3. On b2 check. King d1. On promotes to queen at b1 check and sees the initiative. Bishop d3 was chosen by white. On b2 check. King c2. On promotes to queen at b1 check. King takes c3. Black is dominating the board. Let's go to the next game.